Alright, and what is up YouTube? Nerdfo here. So today we're going to be taking a look at Linoone, a poorly used Pokemon that hasn't been seeing too much popularity in competitive play right now. So without further ado, let's go over a few ways you can play Linoone. I got 3 different sets here, and all should be able to work pretty well. So with this first setup, it's going to be the Citrus Berry Belly Drum setup, I guess. Well, the fast physical sweeper. Okay, so if you want to put all your points into speed, like 252, and then put a Jolly Nature just to raise your speed, you can, just to try to get that maximum amount of speed. If you're really scared about not being able to one-hit KO someone, you could put more points into attack, something like this, but I think maximizing your speed might be pretty nice because you're going to be outspeeding almost everything, honestly. And, you know, that's pretty good when you are running this setup. So, what this is basically you're going to be using Belly Drum, which is going to reduce your health to 50% of your max health, but you're going to be maximizing your attack. And if you don't know what this really means, is basically you're reducing your health by 50% and increasing your attack by 4 times. So 196 at level 1, so at level 100. So that's kind of like 200 times that by 4, that's almost 800 attack by using Belly Drum. That is insane. Now, it's not only for Linoone, but it's kind of all for Belly Drum players, but most people can't learn Belly Drum in the first place, and also he has such a high speed stat that it really works for him. So, you know, 800 attack, that's incredible. And now, Quick Feet, I ran Quick Feet just because you don't really need either of the other abilities, and Quick Feet's definitely the best option for competitive play, in certain aspects. And then, so basically, if your status, you're going to be boosting your speed by 1.5, and for people that are worried about paralysis, it does get rid of the speed drop, and yeah, so it's always nice to have that. And the Citrus Berry is going to be here so that when you Belly Drum, and you're usually going to be going first anyway, so you're going to be Belly Drumming, and then it's going to proc the Citrus Berry, and then healing a quarter of your health back, so you're going to be at 3/4 of your health by using Belly Drum. So that's pretty good, and he doesn't really need an item anyway, since his damage is so high and his speed. So I think this is the best option to have, honestly. And then I ran Extreme Speed, Play Rough, and Shadow Claw. The reason I did this is because Play Rough is going to be eliminating those fighting threats, just in case you are scared of anyone, or there's a really bulky fighting type or something like that, so you might want to take them out quickly. Shadow Claw for those ghost users that can that don't deal that extreme speed cannot be dealt damage to. Sorry, I just blanked out there for a minute. And so yeah, this is going to be nice because it has high power, has a high critical hit ratio, and it's going to be super effective against those shadow type Pokemon. So, you know, it's always nice to have that just in case. And then I ran Extreme Speed just in case something might be able to outspeed you or have Extreme Speed or something like that and you're really worried. Either you could run that just to be safe. 80 power, pretty nice. 100% accuracy, really nice. The only downfall is the PP. It's only 5. So, you know, that's something you're going to have to take a chance at. But if you think about it, if you're running normal singles, there's usually going to be 3-on-3 battles. So if you have 8 PP, well at max, or at least even 5, that's going to be really good because you should be able to one-hit KO these guys because 80 power plus stab on an 800 attack Linoone is going to be, you know, relatively crazy. So that's always nice. But if you want to run something like Body Slam, that's also good, but just to get more PP, I just think that Extreme Speed's a bit safer, so I'd probably recommend running Extreme Speed just in case. And then the only things you really have to worry about are going to be Rock and Steel type Pokemon, because they're obviously going to be dealing less damage with Extreme Speed, but that's also kind of why you have Play Rough or Shadow Claw. if there's a steel type, you're gonna run ghost because fairy type and normal are not very effective. But if it's a rock type, you could use ghost or shadow claw or play rough. I'd say play rough because it's stronger. And yeah, now I think the only problem with this Pokemon is that it doesn't have any ground moves. If Linoone had a really strong ground move, this thing would probably be OP. Now, you can use Dig. The only problem is that you can be easily countered with Dig, and I don't like using Dig, because you're stuck in the ground for one turn. They could either swap out to a flying type, or use Earthquake. So, you know, it's kinda iffy on that one. The only thing else he can learn that's, you know, ground type is, like, Sand Attack and Mud Slap. So, but the reason why ground would be nice was because it's good against steel and rock. So if one of those are sent out and you can't use extreme speed, you get earthquake or something. But it cannot learn it, so that's the only downfall to this. So you're gonna have to substitute with play rough and shadow claw, and that's kind of the setup. Pretty easy to use, and yeah. So this next setup is going to be using Gluttony as your kind of main thing. Again, it's a belly drum user. And I decided to run Extreme Speed, Flail, and Shadow Claw. Again, same stats, just a bit altered, but everything is relatively the same. The only problem is that I put more points into defense and took away special defense points because of the Apricot Berry. Now, if you don't know what this does, it basically raises your special defense by one stage, so 1.5, when you're at 1/4 max health. And normally this is a pretty crappy berry, and I have yet to see it in competitive play, but the reason we are using this is because of Gluttony. So Gluttony will actually make it be able to proc at half of your health instead of 1/4, and that's obviously going to proc with Belly Drum, just like the Citrus Berry. And yeah, it's going to actually be raising your special defense, and then I also have a Careful Nature just because, you know, tanky Linoone is always nice, and your speed is still pretty high, so you're going to be outspeeding quite a bit of things, and also you have extreme speed just in case. Now I decided to go with Flail because it's very situational, but it can do a lot of damage if you get low. I think if you're at 1 health to maybe 4%, it deals 200 power. Like it's 200 power, I think. So, you know, it can deal a lot of damage, but it's very situational, and if you don't want to use it, completely up to you. I don't know. It's kind of situational. If you want to swap it out for anything like Seed Bomb, or I don't know, even something like anything really. Maybe Rock Climb, just for that normal stab. I'd say Seed Bomb's probably your best bet, or Gunk Shot, but Gunk Shot just has a lot less PP, or sorry, has a lot less. Well, yeah, PP and accuracy, so it's kind of, you know, hard to do that. But basically, it's going to be the same thing. You want to run Shadow Claw because of those ghost threats. And yeah, this is another tanky belly drum setup. Well, this one wasn't, but this one is a bit more. Still not that tanky, so don't rely on that. But, you know, it's a little bit different. And then this one's going to be quite different. It's actually going to be using Quick Feet, Hone Claws, Gunk Shot, Iron Tail, Rock Climb, and Citrus Berry. So what I'm doing here is basically I'm using the Citrus Berry just because you need the health back, because this thing's going to take a little bit of time to kind of get up and start rolling on these guys. So I decided to go with Hone Claws because it's going to be raising your attack and accuracy by 1. And so what I'm trying to do here is pick all the strongest attacks with low accuracy. So we got 90 power but 85 accuracy, 100 power but 75 accuracy, 120 power but 80 accuracy. So these are all attacks that are really strong but just are struggling with accuracy. So with the Hone Claws, it's going to be boosting up your accuracy and going to be insane. If you can actually set this thing up, it's going to be doing massive amount of damage, has quite a bit of type coverage and some stab, and this is incredible. I just decided to go with an all-around kind of fit, just because you need the defenses to kind of keep them in. Speed is always nice for Linoone, attack is obviously always nice, and ran the Adamant Nature for attack. So yeah, that's it. This is a pretty simple setup, I guess. It's just try to put it in the right time to set up, maybe against a wall or something, just um, yeah, or anything that can't really hurt him. I don't know. So yeah, just try to experiment with these different setups, and if you really like Linoone, I recommend trying out one of these strategies. So, as always, see you on the next video, and peace.